What is going on, guys? Welcome back to our Disco Elysium playthrough. It's me, LiquidTruth, and we are continuing to search through Revachol. We're trying to find some answers. I mean, actually, at this point, we're trying to find quite a few answers. So, last episode, we spoke with the Grass Pines representative. So now, we are searching... Oh, we already talked to them. We are searching for a lorry to see if we can find out about a drug shipment. And I guess before we get too deep into things, the usual YouTube housekeeping. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch my content. If you enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help boost engagement. And let's party.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Not this time, buddy. You're a lorryman, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on a cigarette. You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's different about narcotics?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
Damn, so his racism goes down to the production of drugs.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
But they make alcohol in Ilmara too. I was told they do.
I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes, I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
So he does drink quote-unquote foreigner alcohol. I don't want to ask him this. I agree. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of Revachol, right?
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Ah, he puffs on his cigarette. Then why are you still hanging around here for? Most other Kaminours have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Oh man, you lost your other racist friend?
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Oh, our logic skills coming through. Let's ask him just that.
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's a Kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, the street vendor south of here? That guy's a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Well, I guess we need to pay Ceiling a visit then.
Guess so.
He grins, content with himself. Alright. Well, let's see what Ceiling has to say. I think that's him, right? I mean, I guess it should be obvious he's a lorry driver. I think this is him.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Let's actually just ask him. You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
Oh, I feel you.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Ooh, this is a good trick. I need to get high. I'm looking for a dealer.
Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely to commit, usually through some trickery, persuasion, or fraud.
This guy's cool. We'll be straight up. All right. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs at a Terminal B. We're such a shitty cop. We just go around telling everybody.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Then why are you still hanging around?
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
So who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
He's a poet? Hit him with your best verse.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like,
We won the roll. A mirror's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa.
He
What
leans
else?
in, his eyes bright with attention. All right, let's see. I'm rubbing my hands together, cracking my knuckles, do a little shoulder relax. All right, and then I get a little closer. It is a chalice held out to you in silent communion. You start doing the thumb snaps like you're in the poetry reading.
Silent communion. That's good.
He's transfixed by the words. Where graspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I'm just a vessel for the muse.
Right. But really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's yours.
I don't really know.
No matter. Great verse is like that sometimes. Ephemeral. You might not look it. Seems you have some literary chops. Maybe there's hope for me yet.
That's a strange compliment, but all right.
Just messing with you. It's cool. You're an okay guy. For a cop.
For a cop. I mean, he's right. Fuck cops.
They're more often into fists than rhymes, see? Let alone honesty in verse.
Yo, hell yeah. No joke, man. Fuck the police.
the lieutenant closes his eyes and lets slip a loud, long sigh.
Forgot Kim was here. Kim, chill out. I'm trying to fucking be cool with the boys.
If you say so, officer.
He gives you a cautious thumbs up. All right, I got a little too hardcore for even him.
You found some common ground with this man. even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words. Why does art inspire you so much?
That's hilarious. No, art is for arrogant blowhards. Why am I getting this? Why is my brain thinking about art? I hate art. It does, yes, but what is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Hell yeah. Would I fit into the art world? I mean...
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
Architecture rules. I'm not going to say architecture is stupid. I'm not going to ask if architecture is art, because that's an obvious yes. I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
This number 3 is hilarious. No, I cannot risk another capo diversion at this point. Go away. Let's see. Wait, but I don't have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that.
Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now?
Camp.
Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home.
I don't know if we can I mean, we can just have the thought and we can eventually think about it. Because right now we have like the Mazovian socioeconomics or whatever it is. Mazovian socioeconomics. 2 hours left. Yeah, we'll opt in. Okay. If 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
I might not look into that one. Actual art degree. It lowers our perception. I don't like that. I'm trying to imagine the social commentary of having an art degree lowers your ability for perception. Yeah, it's another capo type. The worst one. The most savage and brutal. The art cop. Nothing is good enough for him. Everything is shit. You have to employ an armada of adjectives to depict and demean the mediocrity of the works and visual institutions around you. Really flex that critical muscle until the vocabulary for punishing mediocrity becomes second nature. Here we go. So essentially you just become like a verbose, obnoxious asshole, and at the cost of your own perception, because you just see everything. You see the ability to like, that's pretty funny. However, I do not want to search that, so no. Where's that one guy? You are here. Oh, it's that fucking guy. The guy's like, hey, bro. Or whatever he was saying. I think he was down here somewhere. Ah, looks like we can't get anywhere through here. I think he was selling jackets. Is that him? What is this? A helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Oh, of course we can't use the damn phone though. But let's talk to Sailing. Everything's good here.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
The vendor assures you. Where are you from, Sealing? Whoa, rhetoric, challenging. Persuade him to give you some money. We'll wait on that. Where are you from?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
You're from the Apricot Suzerainty, right?
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when
Suzerainty.
the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Oh my god, you fuck. You motherfucker. You let me say some racist shit? You piece of shit. You put, you bastard. You put that in my head. Don't fret, let him answer. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say that you're from, pronounce it very painstakingly, Seagay Archipelago. What's the slur part? The Apricot Suzerainty. Well...
That's right, officer. But it's a bad scene for business there. Too many regulations. Extremely bad for an independent local entrepreneur. Hey, why not support this local entrepreneur? You can start by buying a pair of sexy pants or cool sunglasses. Maybe some macaroni?
Some macaroni. Alright, so Sealing, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
He kisses his fingers. I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
He smiles.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Damn, our skills. Drama, where is that? Yeah, our intellect skills are bussin'. We don't even have a ton. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's where we have all the highest ones. But yeah, they're paying off. He's calling us sire, as if he didn't just trick us into saying a fucking slur to Sailing. But you are a lorryman. Another driver is has identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
I mean, he's not true about the last part. He's definitely a hater, and he is an immigrant, and he's a racist. What the hell? I just saw a fly that scared me.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
He stops to think.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
He spreads his arms. So you forgot to tell me?
Exactly! It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
This guy's very funny. Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor? Or we can say, my sources tell me, and we'll ask him first.
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Good question.
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
Nice save.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
It wasn't some drug crowd. You know who they are. Tell me now. Damn, you're wasting my time. Tell me who the fuck is transporting the drugs here.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
Good point. If you don't want to get into this mess, and then we start raising our voice, you have to give us a reason to move on. Or we can go with the friendly approach. We're buddies. Help us out. No one will know it's you. Now we're going to yell at him.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Who are these other drivers? Who talks? Oh, is the lady driver the old woman back there? The dazed? Or wait, I want to know who talks first. Because if we know where she's at, I want to know who to talk to.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours?
There we go.
The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
He points up north.
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Dazed out? All strange?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
He's not ruling her out.
Alright, we are cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Alright, well now we have a higher chance, so we're gonna roll. Persuade him to give you some money.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Hell yeah, we got it. We needed a 12, we got 13. Let's go. You seem like a really successful entrepreneur. How'd you like to support a member of the local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
Investment into me not telling your employer about your little operation here.
Ha! That! You drive a hard bargain, officer. I respect that. Okay. What's it going to cost me? Be reasonable.
10 real.
Sounds like a fair deal all around.
He takes a note from a small leather pouch.
Corruption.
Shut up, Kim. Cops are corrupt anyway. Where's the woman? Let's go speak with her. Let's check our journal. Find out who the lady driver is and where's her lorry. Although he said everybody talks about her, so we're gonna ask the tattooed guy first.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, then looks away. Ooh. I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved in the drug business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
This is a good point. I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do. I mean, that's kind of irrelevant. Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Alright, well now we're definitely going to ask him. I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
It's true. We would have caught a lie. But a kind heart is tricky.
Damn. I like how our mind works like that. We would have caught it.
Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
Damn, but we caught it. Nice try. Alright, so who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Well, what does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
And when did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Believe us. It really is.
I just can't, man. I'm not naive.
Alright, well, you said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching. It's just a few questions. It definitely is snitching.
It's snitching, man.
Yeah, he's right.
I know what it is.
Yeah, he's right. I like this guy. He's fucking right. Fuck the cops. It's snitching. Don't snitch on this girl. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not. It's funny being the cop and being like, fuck, I want people to snitch, but you shouldn't snitch.
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Hold on. Her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave the lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out?
Damn, look at our brain working triple speed. Is reaction speed a different one? Oh, okay. I like how they're color-coded. So rhetoric are the blue ones, reaction speed. Nice. But look, we won 3 rolls back to back. But that's a good point. They're friends, then acquaintances, and now he's cool with people ratting her out. She's a suspect, and I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation. Force him? Or, no, he's cool, I like him. You're alright with others ratting her out. You just don't want your hands dirty.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
Alright, you fucking vain fool. We're gonna threaten him. She's a suspect. I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
Something breaks in him as he stares into your eyes. Damn, dude. Oh no. We made cool with him? Man, I literally said I didn't want to do that. And then something breaks in him as he stares into your eyes. That's fucked up, dude. We made cool with him. Man, I'm sorry, Tommy. Where is the lady driver? Man, being a cop, you see, that's why you can't be a cop. Your job is inherently tied to being a piece of shit and dehumanizing others that you've like built up relationships with. Look, oh man, I'm sorry, Tommy. God damn it.
Here.
He takes the key ring from his pocket, then looks at you before giving it to you in silence.
The keys to a motor lorry. Pretty complex. Looks like a chain lock.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
He blinks, his eyes half empty now. I'm sorry I had to do this.
I bet you are.
Man, I'm not gonna ask why he had the keys or anything. We'll leave him.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so?
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir.
Damn, dude. I feel bad about that. Fuck. I'm sorry, Tommy. God damn it. Can I give him some money or something? Fucking A, man. That sucks. That was really fucked up. He was all nice and cool, and we talked about fucking art and shit. God damn it. Kim, it's all your fault. You made me fucking be a cop. Where's the statue at? Made me fucking hurt my friend's feelings. Where's the damn... Oh. Oh my god, that's not the statue. But yeah, that was fucked up, man. Oh, it's in here. Is it this? Looks like it's that, but we can also speak to this woman. This was who originally I thought it was.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph, in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
I wonder if Kim's gonna stop me when I try to snap my fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Oh, now he's on board. We'll snap our fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. Are you okay, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She adds with contempt. What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Where else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
The look she gives you is accusatory. Right. Well, I have some... So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning were perfectly clear. Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
She gets gruff suddenly.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She looks around.
All of what? The world. The present.
We can't even elaborate. Alright, well, I have some police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard. You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. The great unrest.
And where could I get my hands on an experience like that?
If you don't know,
She flicks her wrist in a gesture of casual dismissal.
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
I wanted to ask if you'd be interested in smuggling some drugs.
why would I want to do that?
For the glory... she's not gonna like... For the glory of the World Republic, liberation of the spirit and body.
Lowman, what in the name of God are you talking about?
Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
How can you not know if you're hauling what you're hauling in your own lorry?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad, Lowman?
Drugs.
No, Lowman, diamonds.
Well, if you had to guess who was smuggling drugs, who do you think it is?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
I like her answer. That last one is very funny.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay, if you're not involved in the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I love her accent.
I think we're done here, no?
Before I came here, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
Fuck you, Kim. Let me have some fun.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
I know she's not. I'm trying to talk to her.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Oh, that is a very good point. He knows. He knows that we know this has nothing to do, and he just sees us zoning out. And he's like, oh God, not this again. He's about to just talk about nonsense. All right, fine. All right.
A pale dream is what it is. Yes, go. Enough.
All right, lady. Now we will check out this lorry.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our men pointed to.
Unlock the door with the keys Tommy gave you.
You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just
Open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Peel off the cover of the passenger seat.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Oh shit.
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commends you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded into neat squares. Fold open the topmost map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the massive brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
What the hell are shivers? Raises the hair on. Oh, we just got scared by the thought of of a commute. Where does the road lead?
To Couron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Fold open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
And how about the third map?
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
Well, we'll say that out loud.
So it would seem.
The lieutenant examines the maps with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
And where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti. That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta, it's a dark parody.
La puta madre. There's gang. I live in Texas. There's like gangs named that here. That's hilarious. And so who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
We'll put the papers back.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
We're gonna ignore him about not disturbing the scene and pull out the toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Petit Ferric from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
So she was here at least last Wednesday. I'm not sure what day today is, but let's pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
His thoughts trail off. Push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
Let's check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver's glued some sandpaper to the throttle for some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
He likes where this is going. One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
The lieutenant's eyes light up behind his prescription lenses. Oh my god, women, shake your head. Always up to something. I'm gonna post that in the Discord and be like, what is happening? That and making me say racist slurs. I'm hesitant to say this because we don't know she's the one running the drug trade. First the drug smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
We've identified one of the footprints. but there are still 7 to go.
He writes something in his little blue notebook.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls, but there's something strange about the passenger seat. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and the pull-out toolbox lies hidden under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
We'll now examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
And why do you think anyone would need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Speed Freaks? I have a feeling that's the channel he was listening to in his car, so I'm not even going to ask about that.
The ghostly actresses, and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat, and the oddly bulging seat cover.
Well, now we'll check the posters, but I have a feeling there's nothing there.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder, what is the smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade No. 5.
And what about the centerfold?
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
And what happened?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too. The actresses enclosed the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
So yeah, we're just told to go return to her, and what do you want to talk about?
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info.
And how do you think this is connected to the Union?
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard Claire would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
In short, this is a future angle, possibly a good one.
And will the RCM open an investigation?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
So what are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
You think corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Oh, he nods to the answer of corruption, by the way. What about the movie posters?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin. She could be a lesbian.
Yes, well...
He doesn't say more. Okay. Debrief over.
Debrief over. After you.
Where... Oh yeah, never mind. I guess we're going immediately to go speak with the union representative. Ah! The controls are kind of clunky in this game. I mean, it's probably better with a mouse. Never mind, it is better. I was using the WASD keys. And I think she also recognized the pictures from the hanged man. Well, I think that was why we did this in the first place.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Let's go.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
A bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
And so tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Uh-oh. A momentary lapse of faith.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
And do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Uh-oh. One was probably the guy who was hung.
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
And what then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Oh my god. You've made quite a mess here.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenel indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Jesus.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
This is... Apologies. This is... I mean, that's also very obvious. We know muzzle shots are very less effective than semi-automatic weapons. But the fact that this economy and society is still using muzzle weapons and being, like, intimidated by a, like, militant Union group is pretty... Or Union... they're not a union. What are they? The... What is Wild Pines? I guess just a corporation.
As I said, a bloodbath.
I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first.
Too many things have already gone wrong. Nameless, badgeless detective of the Citizens Militia.
Whoa!
All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
And what can you tell me about Crenel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions, and such.
Yeah, so they're like the type that goes into the fucking Congo and does some bullshit.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminoles Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay, and what else do you have on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She stops to think.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is charged with coordinating law enforcement activities in complex multinational investigations. Their database is the single largest source of information in the world.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
Good question, Kim.
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Couldn't you contact the company? Tell them to call them off?
I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
And you said the deceased assaulted a woman. Really quick before we go into this, she said it happened on Sunday last week. We know the woman who left on a Wednesday. I wonder if there's any correlation.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
And who did the passing on?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
And what did they say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
And this Connell, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive, yes. But I did not know him.
And what was his name?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
And tell me about the others.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Ooh, if we find him, he can maybe help us operate that radio.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret to her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
And where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Damn, we have such a high logic roll. Where are the mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Nice. Is the other... It can't be Measurehead.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
We're gonna out them. One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates. The scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
The other's probably in the building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Nice, we got the experience for bringing both of those up.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
She nods towards the sloop's cabin.
I hope I can answer it better.
So how much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence as seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Now, can you tell me about these tattoos? And we show her the photo.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holding it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigger not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet, observing her expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
And who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors, though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
All right, we'll leave it off the schedule.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
And so what's the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Nope. So we got another level. We're going to up our perception. And then now we have quite a few options. But we had another quest option, which was to go look for the smoker's balcony at 2100, which is in 1 hour. So we still have Kim. I think we should start making our way back over there. We are, however, going to call it an episode here. And so we've made some major progress in the murder investigation. We've just made some major progress all around this episode. Let's see. We're going to come back up. It's the bookstore. Come into the Whirling in Rags. Whoa. It's popping off in here. Oh, we might do some karaoke. Oh, shit. We got some money now. We're sitting pretty. Damn, 158. The hat hurts our rhetoric, so I don't want to put that on. What if this was my outfit? Alright. Put my normal shit back on before I throw myself off. Oh, no, not the hat. Take the hat off. Because, yeah, it lowers our rhetoric, which we need for being able to understand people using wild words. Oh, shit, what is this? Kitchen's open? Wait, what was that? Come back. An aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air. The dishes are drying, the smell of chemicals and pine trees. Nice. But yeah, so we're going to call it an episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help boost engagement. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.